Alright, welcome to another episode of the Hopcast.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us once again.
As always, I'm Brad Chmielewski.
I'm still Ken Hunnemeder.
But two guests. Who do we got?
Oh, Darcy Laughlin.
Yeah, who are you guys?
I'm Darcy.
I'm Jane.
So Darcy was on the Furious and
Blind Pig.
Yeah. It was great.
I was not.
Jane's a first timer.
Lola was on that with me, actually.
I'm a Hopcast virgin.
right, we're popping
On my
James
bed.
cherry here.
You would say that.
But Jane has brought us back some tasty treats for this episode.
We don't know if they're tasty.
Well,
We're gonna find out.
They look very tasty.
they're new to us, so we're gonna say they're tasty. And we're going over to Arizona this time.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Ryan from Top Liquors in Tempe, Arizona, who helped me select the finest of Arizona beers.
Who knew they brewed beer in Arizona?
I didn't know.
I didn't know either, actually.
Actually, I have to thank Jeff, May, and Doug as well.
You got anyone else?
Yay, Phoenix.
Anyone else?
No, I think
No, I'm good.
And the Dalai Lama. So Jane went on vacation to Arizona and was lovely enough to pick us up some beers because she knows how we love local beers from different areas. And so first off, we have from Prescott Brewing in a can.
Right, we're going to the can because we can.
They have their liquid amber ale, and we're gonna pop that mofo and give this a pour, and we'll be back to tell you how it is.
So that poured out pretty typical color, right? Amber,
For an amber, yeah.
Light amber.
It's like a light amber, yeah, exactly.
It's not a lot of head either.
Something you normally don't see out of a can, but hopefully we will more. No, just the color.
The color.
Usually you're seeing, you know, fizzy yellow, no wiser.
Nice. That's another shout out, by the way.
Shout out!
Yeah, it's got pretty good lacing, especially for a can.
The aroma
It's like pineapple.
is almost lagerish.
I'm also getting like a, I don't know if this is me thinking of it's in a can, but I'm getting like a metal aroma to it.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing that I'm associating with lagering.
Okay.
But I understand what you're smelling, and it's certainly an amber ale, says right on the side, but some part of it smells lagery to me.
I smell fruit of some kind. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's a little sweet.
I don't know what it
You
is.
said pineapple.
I
can
said
see
kind of a
that.
banana-y too, a little bit.
I can see like
Sure.
caramel apple.
Yeah.
Just whatever fruit you want to throw in there. That's what
Really?
it smells like.
It's all the same.
We may as well just chug it.
Here we go.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Jane.
Thanks, Arizona.
Yeah, so I sort of got the banana
Yeah, it was totally
aroma
banana.
coming in.
See, it's weird though because I've never really gotten a banana flavor out of anything that wasn't either Belgian or Hefeweizen.
Right.
So this is like kind of a weird beer.
It apparently won a lot of awards in Arizona.
Okay.
The weird part is, I drank it. I don't remember drinking it.
I know it's good.
It's just like it's gone once it's in the mouth.
It's gone. Aftertaste.
Oh man. It's certainly as advertised on the can here. It says that it's like superiorly malt drink. Is that a word?
Yeah, sure.
And very light in the hops, very sweet, and silky as far as the hop or the malts go.
Yeah, it's not bitter. It doesn't have any bite. It's smooth. Almost cream ale to it.
Yeah.
So.
There's no aftertaste at all.
That's what, yeah, exactly.
That's why
It finishes
I
extremely clean.
I forgot. It didn't happen.
It looks like a lemonade can.
It's weird though because there is a lot of flavor. It just like dissipates so quickly.
Yeah.
I think this would be another one of those beers that we've talked about in the past is the gateway beer. Someone who isn't into craft beer, and you're trying to get them to convert over to the light side.
Especially with a can.
Yeah,
So you don't
you can
associate
trick them. Be like, hey, I got this can. It's Miller's new thing, and why don't you have it? And then tell them that it's the kiss of death.
Now see, if you canned a beer though, does it have, are canned beers more likely to have less of an aftertaste? Like you said, you forgot that you tasted it or you drank it? Or are there really good canned beers that actually have a really good aftertaste effect?
The can should have no effect on
So
it.
the sealing of the beer doesn't really have an effect on aftertaste?
If anything, the can would have a positive effect on the beer.
Yeah?
Because beer is affected by color and light that comes into the bottle.
You're right, yeah.
So, if you have a brown bottle, or worse comes to worse, you have a green or clear bottle, you know who you are.
Being more slow, but it's cool.
All that light is going to get in, and the first thing it's going to affect is your hops. It's going to ruin your hops, and it's going to ruin the beer. So, by having a can, absolutely no light gets in there. It's like a mini keg.
Right.
So, it's going to age very, very well.
The
Stand up to
shelf
time.
life.
Yeah. You've mentioned in the past that it's easier to ship because they stack.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's good
it's
point.
also going to be cheaper. Cans are not as heavy.
They're lighter.
Yeah. But they're not as pretty.
No. They're not as distinguished because that's what people are used to right now.
I actually have the complete opposite perspective. I thought beers in a can were worse. So good to know.
Well, because most of the beers that you come across nowadays that are shitty are in cans.
It's true.
I feel like we're going to have a box wine kind of thing with canned beer.
Boxo beer.
Well, it's like, you associate box wine with bad wine.
Oh, you're right.
You associate canned beer with bad beer.
Right.
You're going to start to see that, like, oh, it's going to level out and box wine can just be as good as bottled wine. And canned beer can be just as good as bottled beer. So, right.
Well, thanks, guys.
Well, look
Yeah,
at
that's really interesting.
Surly.
Surly
Yeah, that
is
was really good. I think I was on that.
up and coming brewery out there that's making
From Minnesota.
tons of fantastic beers, and all they do is cans.
Right. There's like I think the best canned beer
They were really
there
good.
is, right?
Yeah,
I think
That's the best canned beer I've ever had.
me too.
We still love you, Prescott.
Someone scored an NBA jam. You didn't hear that?
I wish I was drinking a Surly, right?
Sounds like they're getting surly too.
Don't hate on Easy.
But thank you again for bringing this wonderful beer.
We got one more. Let's just keep going. Let's open that up.
We're gonna drink these, and then
Yeah, we don't need to stop.
Okay, stop.
Oh, let's do it. We just, so next time.
producer Brad is coming into effect.
So we're doing this episode for Arizona because Jane really wanted to try this guy. And this is
I
the
do want to try
white
that
chocolate from. How do you pronounce that? I'm not even gonna attempt.
guy. It's French, I think.
Cordillera?
What do you say?
Cordillera?
So they're out in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah.
So another beer from Arizona.
Cordillera Blanca. And this is their white chocolate ale, which sounds very, very interesting.
We've had chocolate stouts. Yeah, white chocolate.
I have never come across any beer that was white chocolate.
Sounds really good, actually.
So, very much looking forward to this one. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one up.
Let's pour it out. Okay, so that poured out close to what I was expecting.
I'm very satisfied with the appearance because with it being white chocolate, I was hoping it wouldn't be dark.
Right. I was almost hoping for like a Chardonnay color, like a clear color. So this Was close.
He said Chardonnay. I thought it was gonna be dark, honestly.
I thought this was the Hopcast.
I know it says white chocolate, but I thought it'd be a darker, stout beerish. But this is perfect. This is great.
It
See,
smells amazing.
It smells great.
I just wanted to point out that this is the perfect example that like things can be, you know, somewhat roasty and or like chocolatey and stuff like that, and also be a completely different color that you would think it would be.
Right.
It's just like things don't necessarily have to relate to each other.
More than meets the eye.
Yeah. So this is a perfect example of that. Usually you get chocolatey notes and stuff from your darker beers, comes, you know, from the roasted malts, stuff like that. Totally explainable. But this aroma seriously
It smells so
like
good.
white chocolate.
Really, really does. Not milk chocolate or dark chocolate.
No, it's
white chocolate.
It's a great complementary aroma of milk chocolate and vanilla that comes together, and it's spot on.
Without tasting it yet, I feel like it's not gonna live up to the smell. I'm worried.
Don't say that.
Well,
Don't be a pessimist.
I'm worried.
You're too
You are being a pessimist, Brad.
You are. I forgot about even drinking it.
Give
This is
Arizona
not gonna taste
some
great.
credit.
I'll
Brad, Mr. Negative.
just smell it. You
All
guys
right.
can drink.
Okay.
Cheers.
No.
Thank you, Jane. Again.
Oh no,
Oh, that's so good.
that's really good.
Alright, so
dangerously
it
good.
does taste like it smells with a little bit of sparkliness to it.
Tastes very much like the aroma. I'm having a problem with there not being enough bitterness.
And it's just
Me.
too much chocolate.
Coming from Mr. Happy.
Yeah, there's just like I mean, the upfront flavor is great. It's nice. You know, there's a chocolate vanilla thing going on, but there's nothing to really round it out.
I
Okay.
disagree. I would say, ladies, for those of you who are interested in getting into craft beers and want a good dessert beer or a beer that you can swallow, specifically May.
Stop it. Seriously.
I know there are ladies out there who still can't swallow beer. They really can't. And I think this is a great transition.
We are doing this from my bed, so I'm kind of having a
No,
weird issue.
there
with
were no innuendos
I'm
involved.
glad Jane said this and not us.
Yeah.
No,
It
but
would be
really,
something
but
we'd say.
really, ladies, like,
We'd actually finally get emails if we said that or something.
if you want a good beer that tastes good like chocolate, this is your beer.
Right, and it's not thick or
It's-
filling.
it's
It's,
really not
very
thick, no.
light and smooth.
Does it say
but
on
it's
the
still
bottle?
chocolatey and really good.
The alcohol.
Really good.
ABV.
And that's
I'm
the thing
not
with
seeing
chocolatey ales. I don't know, I'm used to chocolate stouts and coffee stouts, but
It's not heavy.
it's not heavy at all. It's
light
very light.
and it's slightly sweet.
Which I'm still surprised by, like there's not a lot of head and it's very blonde looking. I just
You guys are loving this shit.
and you're like, it's nasty.
By the way, this is brewed by Sonora
Right.
out of Arizona.
Right. They're out in Scottsdale, founded in '96.
One of the bigger breweries.
Yeah.
But they just started shipping their bottles like outside of the Scottsdale area.
Oh, okay.
So keep an eye out for
I have
that.
no complaints.
It's good. It's different. I feel like that's my best way to describe it. It's different.
It's certainly like it's decent. It's not something I could drink a lot of because it's really sweet.
It doesn't have a bite at it.
It's and there's
No, I see what you're saying.
There's
no
bite
bite to
at the
balance.
end.
I think if there was something to balance it, I have no problem
No, I
with
get it.
sweetness. But if you have a balance there, then that might bring the level of the beer up in my world. But you know,
I
I'm
get
to
not-
each his own.
I'm not a big chocolate fan. Like the coffee chocolates, like I like those.
Yeah.
Like the coffees, but this I'm not loving.
I just think it's a good transition beer for the ladies who don't like beer.
I certainly would think it would be more hot if you drank this than a Millweiser.
Yes. Agreed.
Ladies.
But if you're already drinking beer, you're like, Jess might get offended by this. She's a beer drinker, saying that the ladies might like this.
Yeah?
Hey, I'm a beer drinker. You guys have definitely, and Darcy is as well. We've definitely learned to love the hops. But I just think I look out for all those ladies out there who still haven't really gotten into beer, and I think it'd be a great transition.
It's not their fault. They just need a man in their life to. 847-710.
From all of us at the Hopcast.
Giving out my PIN number, my phone number.
Here's to the white
Social
chocolate
security
number.
You're as bad as Steve. Steve would give out his phone number all the time.
Who's Steve? For those of us who are not in the lingo.
From Shy Hookah.
Okay.
Steve
Brad's old
Chmielewski.
podcast.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I knew that. Of course.
But thanks again, Jane, for our trip out to Arizona.
Thank you, boys,
Big ups to Jane.
for
Yes.
partaking. Here's to my friends in Arizona. Thank you.
Yay. Here's to you
Cheers.
guys.